Hello, students. This is Rinku Yadav, and today we are going to start your chapter number 4, The Enemy by Pearl S. Buck in your Vistas. Students, before starting this chapter, I just want to ask you a simple question that if the prisoner of war of your enemy nation comes to your door and you are a doctor, will you save his life or will you left him dead? This is a simple question to all of you before asking this chapter because the same dilemma is felt by Dr. Shadao in this chapter. This story is set during the World War. A Japanese doctor finds an American prisoner of war at his doorstep. He is in dilemma that being a doctor, should he save the wounded man, or being a Japanese, should he hand over the enemy to the army? So let's start this chapter. So Dr. Shadao Hoki's house was built on a spot of the Japanese coast where, as a little boy, he had often played. The low square stone house was set upon the rocks, well above a narrow beach that was outlined with bent pines. As a boy, Shadao had climbed the pines, supporting himself on his bare feet, as he had seen men do in the South Seas when they climbed for coconuts. His father had taken him often to the islands of those seas, and never had he failed to say to the little brave boy at his side, "Those islands yonder, they are the stepping stones to the future of Japan." Students, first of all, let us consider this stanza. The writer introduces the main character of the story, Dr. Shadao Hoki. Dr. Shadao's house was situated on the coast of the Japan. He had been living since his childhood. The house had a low height and was made of stone. It was set upon the rocky beach, which had a boundary line made with lots of pine trees that were tilted toward one side. When Dr. Shadao was a child, he would climb up to the pine trees. On his visit to the South Seas, he would see men do so in order to get coconuts from the trees. He would accompany his father to the island of the South Seas often. His father would point toward the island and would say that those were the stepping stones toward the future of Japan. Dr. Shadao would question him childishly, what that where would they reach from those islands? His father replied that it was not known as it depended on the future. The future had no limits, it depended upon mankind, how it shaped its future. Students, this is the meaning of your first para that asks you some questions. Your question number one: who was Dr. Shadao? Where was his house? I think that you all have to write the answer in your copies also and send it to me through WhatsApp. Where shall we step from them? Shadao asked seriously. Who knows? His father had an answered. Who can limit our future? It depends on what we make it. So, students, now the next stanza. Shadao had taken this into his mind as he did everything his father said. His father, who never joked or played with him, but who spent infinite pains upon him, who was his only son. Shadao knew that his education was his father's chief concern. For this reason, he had been sent at 22 to America to learn all that could be learned of surgery and medicine. He had come back at 30, and before his father died, he had seen Shadao become famous not only as a surgeon but as a scientist also. Because he was perfecting a discovery which would render a wound entirely clean, he had not been sent abroad with the troops. Also, he knew there was some slight danger that the old general might need an operation for the condition for which he was now being treated medically, and for this possibility, Shadao was being kept in Japan. Students, Shadao retained all the things that his father would tell him as a child. His father never played or joked with him. They shared a mature relation, and his father underwent a lot of hardships to bring him up. Shadao knew that his father was concerned about his education. He sent Shadao at the age of 22 to the study surgery and medicine. He returned at the age of 30. Before dying, Shadao's father saw Shadao become famous not only as a surgeon but also as a scientist. Shadao was on his way to discover a treatment for wounds which would make him absolutely clean. So he was not sent abroad with the armed forces as a doctor. Also, he was retained in Japan because the old general was suffering from an ailment which needed to be operated in case of emergency. Students, I hope that you have enjoyed this chapter, and now we will discuss about the next one. Clouds were rising from the ocean now, and unexpected warmth of the past few days had at night drowned heavy fog from the cold waves. Shadao watched mist hide outlined of a little island near the shore, and then come creeping up the beach below the house. Breathing around the pines, in a few minutes, fog would be wrapped about the house too. Then he would go into the room where Hannah, his wife, would be waiting for him with the two children. Students, now the author tells us about the outside Dr. Shadav's house. As the days were unusually warm, the sea waves were cold and night became foggy. Dr. Shadav saw the boundary of a nearby island become invisible gradually as it got covered in the mist. Slowly, the mist was coming closer to him. Soon there would be mist all around his house. At that time, he would go back into the house to his wife Anna, who was waiting for him along with their two children. Students, this is the meaning today for today you, and after that we will discuss about in your next chapter or in the next video. बच्चों, इस चैप्टर का मीनिंग समझाने से पहले इस चैप्टर का मीनिंग समझने से पहले हमारे लिए ये ज़रूरी है ये जानना कि ये चैप्टर एक ऐसे डिलेमा में फंसे हुए डॉक्टर की कहानी है जिस डिलेमा में कोई भी इंसान कभी भी फंस सकता है, और वो ये समझने में काफ़ी किसी हद तक टूट सकता है कि उसकी जिम्मेदारी उसके देश के प्रति ज़्यादा है या फिर उसके प्रोफेशन के प्रति। सेम सिचुएशन से डॉक्टर शदाव को दो चार होना पड़ा जब जापान में रहने वाले डॉक्टर के यहाँ समुद्री बीच पर अमेरिका का एक प्रिजनर ऑफ वार आकर गिरता है। हम सभी जानते हैं वर्ल्ड वॉर वो माहौल था जब जापान और अमेरिका दोनों एक दूसरे के कट्टर दुश्मन बन चुके थे। किस तरह से जापान ने पर्ल हार्बर को तोड़ा और किस तरह से अमेरिका ने जापान के यहाँ एटम बम्स गिराए। दुश्मनी तो लाजमी थी। इसी हालात के दौरान का लिखा हुआ ये चैप्टर है जहाँ की कहानी एक डॉक्टर शदाव की है जिसके पिता उसे बहुत प्यार करते हैं। वो उससे कभी भी हंसी मजाक नहीं करते। उसके पिता हमेशा ये चाहते हैं कि उसका बेटा अच्छी से अच्छी पढ़ाई करे। इस उम्मीद में वो उसको कहाँ भेज देते हैं, अमेरिका 22 साल की उम्र पर। और 30 साल की उम्र पर जब शदाव वापस लौटता है तो वो अपने पिता की मृत्यु से पहले उसके पिता देखते हैं कि उनका बेटा जो कि डॉक्टर शदाव है ना कि केवल एक अच्छा डॉक्टर बल्कि एक अच्छा साइंटिस्ट भी बनता है जापान का, जिसको किसी भी कंडीशन में जापान की सीमाओं से बाहर नहीं भेजा जाता। इसके दो वजह हैं, क्योंकि वो अपने आप में एक बेस्ट डॉक्टर है, दूसरा जनरल की भी हालत बहुत ख़राब है और इस वजह से उसको कभी भी वहाँ से बाहर नहीं भेजा जाता। और स्टूडेंट्स, इस चैप्टर को स्टार्ट होने से पहले मैं सभी बच्चों से ये ज़रूर चाहूँगा कि हमेशा लाइफ में हमारे लिए जब दो डिलेमास फंसते हैं तो उसमें हमारे द्वारा लिया गया डिसीजंस काफ़ी हद तक क्या मायने रखता है, ये डिपेंड करता है कि हमारी परवरिश क्या रही है। तो ये चैप्टर बहुत अच्छे तरीके से आप लोगों को सिखाएगा जीवन की बहुत ही अजीब सी अनुभूतियों के बारे में। अब आपको ये भी पता चलेगा कि लाइफ एक्चुअल में क्या होती है इस चैप्टर को जानने के बाद। तो मैं ये उम्मीद करता हूँ कि आप सभी लोगों को अब तक की कहानी बहुत अच्छी लगी होगी और अब आप आगे इसको कंटिन्यू रीड ज़रूर कीजिएगा। तब तक मिलते हैं नेक्स्ट डे। थैंक यू एंड हैव ए हैप्पी डे।